I started here in the fall of 1975. The campus was only 10 years old, so it was brand new. School would start, let's say early September. Between September and Christmas, if you will, you would play 30, 40 games against junior colleges. You can't do that today. And then January would roll around. You'd play 15, 20 games before the season started, and then the season was the season. So you had baseball between that and summer. You had baseball for probably 11 months out of the year. It was a full-time job. What my situation was after college, I signed with the Brewers and played an embarrassingly short period of time. And I was a right-handed pitcher, and so were a lot of other people. I was in minor league spring training in 1980 with the Brewers. If I get this right, 69 pitchers, 56 of which were right-handed. So you look around, you think, I'm a commodity. You think, grad school, this is not going to last long, and it didn't. So I was released on April Fool's Day, 1980. I hated that day ever since. I started interviewing on a full-time basis. I was a financial analyst at Pacific Mutual Life Insurance, now Pacific Life. But I had 3 part-time jobs, one of which I ran a little property management business. I worked for the Mission Viejo Company, the recreation department, and I threw batting practice for the Angels for 3 seasons. And it just kind of kept you in the game a little bit. But when they brought the program back, I got a hold of the then athletic director, Dan Guerrero, and said, count me in. If there's anything I can do to help to bring this program back, I'd like to take part in some capacity. I've been on the outside, for a long time now, for 40 or so, almost 40 years. When my wife and I were dating, been married 34 years now, but during the dating process, we had this conversation that at some point, we're going to start something. We don't know what. I don't know how we're going to feed ourselves. I don't know if there's going to be a roof over our heads, but we're going to start a business. We had that kind of entrepreneurial spin to our future. And that was a given. I knew we were going to do that, and we did. So something that's kind of near and dear to me is, along with great partners, we started and built 2 solid companies. Currently, we're 7.5 years old, and we have 115 people throughout the country. So we're in the people business. So you kind of know what employers look for, and I want other people to do that too. There's a chance of failure, of course. That's part of it. It's part of life. And that's one of the reasons I'm a little bit predisposed to student athletes, in that I know what it's like to multitask. To be successful in a rigorous environment like this academically while carrying a full-time job, namely playing a sport, is not easy. It's difficult then, it's more difficult today. So you can take the skills learned on a field, on a court, wherever the case might be, and apply that to pretty much everything that you do going forward. Part of what a college does, what the whole college experience should do, is to prepare young people for what's next. What happens when they leave here, namely life. And anything I can do to help prepare students for what they're going to hear next, or what they're going to be asked of, I very much enjoy being part of that. And that's why I've always been connected to UCI sports. And bottom line, it's the people. I mean, this is a great place. It's a beautiful campus, but what makes it really special are its people. There are so many people who have done so much for this campus and this university in terms of their time and their resources and their effort. To have me singled out for this particular award is pretty remarkable, and still a little bit the word is overused, but unbelievable. So I'm obviously very, very honored. So I intend to be involved, as long as it'll happen, for a very long time.